What's up, Sabres Nation? Data here with episode 4 of the Buffalo Sabres Franchise Mode. We're headed into our first ever playoff run here in the 2020 playoff season, finishing off the 19-20 season with a very respectable 46-28-8 record. In the last episode, we had the final 20 games of the season, including the trade deadline, where we made a few moves to bolster up our top 6, picking up Denis Gurianov, who has since grown from an 80 to an 81, and Dmytro Timashov, who is at a 78, and giving that bottom line a +3 with Okposo and Puljujärvi, who hopefully will continue to grow as well. We had a great season from guys like Simmons, Johansson, and Skinner, a great second line. Jack Eichel put the team on his back with a 103-point season. Great numbers from him. The defense is playing well. Our goalie, Linus Ullmark, has been a great revelation. Michael Hutchinson, we picked him up as our new backup as well. We have decent depth, including Kyle Wood. We all love to see that, and it's been a pretty good season here in Buffalo. So in our first playoff run, we're taking on the Florida Panthers. But before I get into that, looking at the comments from the last episode, a few suggestions for the upcoming offseason. Josh Barber says to pick up Taro Hirose, who he's gotten up to an 86 before. Alex Ginn tells me to go for Jesper Bratt because I can sign him to a really cheap deal and he grows like crazy. That's always a great hack. Justin Partika talked about contract extensions and how you want to do it at the start of the season. He got Pierre-Luc Dubois for $6 million at 6 years, so pretty much what you got to know is go for those contracts as soon as possible. Unfortunately, we missed out on that this season since we didn't know how much money we'd be playing with, so we're gonna have to wait till the offseason to offer guys like Reinhardt a contract. Mayor 0508 Gaming said keep Wayne Simmons because he did good on the second line, and a 2-year contract is not even that long if you have him grow for a year until Gurianov or Puljujärvi can continue to grow. And Zirzara tells me not for the playoffs but for later on. He's talking about the staff mix with the forward coach, general coach, defense coach, goalie coach, and all that stuff. So that's going to be stuff that we'll look over the offseason. Thank you very much to everyone who threw in their thoughts for what I should be doing over the summer for the team, player, and personnel wise. But another comment coming from Mike L18. He says, hey Data, do you have a Twitch account? I'd love to check these videos out live and give my thoughts on the fly. Now, I do have a Twitch account, and I've always considered streaming, but I never really thought that I'd had the audience for it because, to be honest, less than 2 years ago when I first started making videos, when I would say, what's up boys, Data782 here, when I said what's up boys, I was talking literally to 3 people who I knew by name who would be watching my videos, 3 of my friends. So now to have an actual audience who's on board, I love franchise mode. I love that everyone's here along for the ride and giving in their thoughts. So for a Twitch stream, I would love to do that. I would love to have like a separate franchise mode series that is exclusive to Twitch. I'll do like 1 season at a time as you throw in your thoughts on the fly. I could upload the recordings to YouTube as well, but when it happens, it would be on Twitch. So I'd love to start actually getting a bit of some like income from this, monetize YouTube once we can hit 1,000 subscribers. We're really close to 800 right now, which is crazy. I could buy a better microphone. I think my videos are 720p. I'd love to get them up to 1080p. If I could get like, I don't know, a capture card to really get into this stuff. So let me know your thoughts. Would you be interested in a Twitch stream? Do like weekend evenings work best for you? Something like that. I would really love to get into that moving forward. I don't know if I would do it in NHL 20 as it's almost done, but maybe NHL 21 streams. But it depends. If everyone's on board right now, then we could do it right now. So please let me know your thoughts on a Twitch possibility. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Moving into the playoffs, if it is your first time coming along for the ride, I have a lot of new subscribers in the last few days from the Alexis Lafreniere video. If it's your first time coming along for a playoff video, this is what you got to know. This video is about an hour long. Maybe it's like 55 minutes. Maybe it's an hour and 10 minutes. I always mix it up. I could lose in the first round and the video's done in 20 minutes. I'm still going to make this video another 45 minutes of a black screen because I hate when I used to always watch franchise videos, or even when I do now, when it's a playoff run and the video is like 27 minutes long and like halfway through the first round it's at the 18-minute mark. Like, I know that nothing's happening. So to keep it from being spoiled for you guys, I make the video long, whether it's win or lose. So follow along. You're doing it just with me. It'll be a surprise for you. My reactions will be just the same as yours, whether it's jubilation or devastation. And let's do it. So we're against the Florida Panthers. They have a very good team. We know their top line: Huberdeau, Barkov, Hoffman. They're a very strong team. They have a great goalie in Sergei Bobrovsky. Maybe not in real life, but in this game. Eric Haula had a 70-point season. Dadonov did great. They have a very solid top 6. Defense is good with Yandel and Ekblad, and in nets, Bobrovsky doesn't have much of a backup, but he doesn't really need it. And it's going to be a tough matchup, but I remember in the one game that we did go into a simulation for, we won 6-5. And I know that we said in the last episode that our special teams have not been great, but the good thing about the playoffs is that you can watch your special teams every game and keep very close note, keeping an eye on them game in and game out. So without further ado, it is our first playoff run. We made it to the playoffs, so now we're all in for the cup. If we don't make the playoffs, and I want to, I'd rather finish near the bottom, but if we are in the playoffs, we did well in our division, we almost won our division, let's try and go for a run at the Stanley Cup in our first year at the helm of this team. So game 1, round 1, Jack Eichel's first time in the playoffs. We finally made it. We're back for the first time in years. I don't know what year it was, but we are back in the playoffs. The Pagulas couldn't bring us, Botterill couldn't bring us, and Jake McCabe opens it up 1-0. First period ends 1-0. We're being outshot 18-6, so that is absolutely twisted, but let's try and get back in it. Second period, 2-0. Okay, now we're being outshot only 25-19. Huge power play goal from Jack Eichel. Let's try and close this one out, boys. Linus Ullmark in his playoff debut is playing very well. Victor Olofsson scores a power play goal, and then Kyle Okposo. All that money is finally starting to pay off. The fourth line of that +3, Kyle Okposo, playing at like an 84, puts us up 4-0. We have just broken through the Panthers tonight. Yoki Haru makes it 5. Dominic Cahoon makes it 6. The floodgates are open. How about that for a welcome back to the NHL playoffs? 6-0 victory for the Buffalo Sabres. Linus Ullmark makes 30 saves for the shutout. Yoki Haru and Eichel both get a goal and an assist apiece, and we are up 1-0 in this series. A huge statement game on the road for us, making ourselves known in the playoffs. We will not go gently into that good night. Let's hit it. Game 2, period 1, 2-0. The goal scoring continues. Sam Reinhart and Denis Gurianov. Let's head into the second period. Jeff Skinner 3-0, and it ends 5-3. So the Panthers, they finally break Linus Ullmark's shutout streak after 4 periods and 1 minute and 15 seconds. So that equals 81 minutes and 15 seconds. But then Jeff Skinner, Denis Gurianov, and Jeff Skinner again. So that is 2 goals for Skinner, 2 goals for Gurianov. And although Barkov, Haula scores twice in the power play, that's where the special teams were struggling a little bit. But nonetheless, we hold the 2-goal lead thanks to all of those goals. So we're being outshot 28-19, but we hold the 5-3 lead. Our goal scorers have found a way to get through Sergei Bobrovsky, and that is Jack Eichel, doing so for the 12th time in 2 games now. Well, Jack Eichel on behalf of the Buffalo Sabres, that is. Jeff Skinner gets the playoff hat trick. Jack Eichel gets the power play goal. We're now up 8-3. Sergei Bobrovsky has allowed 14 goals. One of the best goalies in the NHL, a Vezina finalist this year, and he has conceded 14 goals in 2 games, an 8-3 victory. Linus Ullmark made 34 saves, 3 goals and an assist for Jeff Skinner, a goal and 2 assists for Barkov, but a goal and 2 assists for Reinhardt as well. And we just have decimated the Panthers in these first 2 games. Look at this. Everyone's chipping in. Just the boys, Puljujärvi, Okposo, fourth line didn't do much tonight, but still, the plus minuses. What a fantastic night for Linus Ullmark as well. 35 saves on 38 shots. 8-3 victory, and we have outscored the Panthers 14-3 over the first 2 games of this series, both on the road in Florida as we head back to our home arena now. Also, just to note that on our entire roster of all of our players on our forwards, defense, and between the pipes, we only have 2 players, Wayne Simmons and Marcus Johansson, who have ever been in the NHL playoffs before. So all these guys, most of whom have spent their entire careers with Buffalo, especially Zemgus Girgensons here, 26 years old, 500 NHL games, and no playoffs to show for it. To say that none of these guys have been in the playoffs and to show up the way that they have in the first 2 games is extraordinary. So now we're back at home. Let's show the home fans what we've got at the KeyBank Center. People are going absolutely bonkers up in the blue seats. They're losing it in the family zone. Those $20 tickets, people are just going bananas. That's what I was trying to say, bananas, berserk. First period, 2-0 Buffalo. Wayne Simmons and Kyle Okposo. Sorry, Kyle Okposo as well. I gotta say, he has experience with the Islanders. So we only have 3 players of all 18 skaters that are dressed. Only 3. 3 who have any NHL playoff experience. Second period, 3-3. Okay, so we give up a lot of goals there. Brown, Barkov, and Hoffman score 3 goals within about 3 minutes or so. Jake McCabe scores once to tie this game up. We're being outshot 28-17, being outshot quite a bit once again, but like we've always done, we've stayed in this game. It is 3-3 here in the third period. Huberdeau gives them the lead. Michael Hutchinson's in nets. Sam Reinhart ties it back up. So Linus Ullmark got pulled after those 3 goals in like 3 minutes, and now Hutch is between the pipes. Power play for the Panthers. We kill it off halfway through this period, being outshot 37-22, but the game is tied at 4 with 5 minutes to go. 4-3. Are we headed to overtime, or do we have a late hero? Oh my goodness. Panthers are on the power play. We're being outshot 42-23, but this game is tied at 4 thanks to Sam Reinhart, and we're headed to playoff overtime. At home in Buffalo, we are shorthanded heading into this overtime period. Let's stay strong and get it done in overtime and go up 3-0 in this series. Give the home fans something to cheer about. Rasmus Ristolainen is stopped on a shorthanded break there. Great early chance. What is that? What just happened? Why was he skating backwards into his own net? It's fun to go in and watch, but the EA AI is just abysmal. Literally skates full force towards his net as if he was on a breakaway trying to score. Okay. Borgstrom to Vetrano. Big glove save from Ullmark as that power play is now over and we're back to even strength. One-timer, big save from Ullmark, sliding across the crease. He has made over 40 saves tonight, really just being a backbone of this series. Although we are scoring a lot of goals, we're being outshot like crazy. Rasmus Dahlin, huge slap shot is blocked and goes wide. One-timer in front, scores! Victor Olofsson with a huge one-timer in front. A wonderful setup, and we are now up 3-0 in this first round over the Florida Panthers. What a wonderful one-timer. Bang, top shelf. Let's see that one again. Great setup as well. Eichel goes in, fishes it out. Olofsson's all alone and just finds the top left corner over the blocker, through the blocker of Sergei Bobrovsky, who couldn't get it up quick enough. What a fantastic goal that was, and it is 1-0. What am I saying? It is 3-0 in this series with a huge 5-4 victory. Again, we have to thank Linus Ullmark because the shots were 46-25. Linus made 42 saves. What a performance from him. A goal and 3 assists for Huberdeau, but we came out on top and are on the verge of sweeping the Panthers. Man, my brain is all over the place. I'm just messing up words left and right. Good thing I'm not an actual broadcaster. They'd want my head on a platter here. AHL season is over. Let's see how we did over in Rochester. Finally, we've ended up at 40-30-6. And Casey Middlestat scored 60 points in 76 games. Got to give it to him. Very nice record. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen went 29-19-6 with 3 shutouts. Good stuff. So we're at the KeyBank Center. Not only are we looking to win our first playoff series in like a decade, we're looking to sweep the first round up against the Florida Panthers. First period, 1-0 Florida, Eric Haula. Second period, 2-0 Florida, Frank Vetrano. We're out shooting Florida this time, 23-20, but we are down by 2 here in the third. Victor Olofsson gets us back in this game, though. Brings us within 1 with another big goal from him. Victor on that first line, he's really looking to grow with that chemistry and an 83 overall himself already. Great rookie season. 2-1 with 5 minutes to go. Can we get anything in? No. Keith Yandel puts Florida ahead, and then Barkov really puts the final nail in the coffin. No sweep for us as we drop game 4 by a score of 4-1. Sergei Bobrovsky stood tall. Finally, you would expect it. He's got to show up for the big games, so you got to respect it. He's a good goaltender, but we're still looking to finish it off. We won both games on the road in Florida. We're looking to win a third now here in Game 5 at the BB&T Center. First period, 1-1, Rasmus Dahlin and Mike Hoffman. Second period, 4-3, a lot of scoring in that period. Ekblad, Dadonov, and Barkov all score goals for Florida. Guryanov and Ristolainen score for us. We're being outshot 20-13. Somehow we've scored 3 goals on 13 shots against Bobrovsky. See, it's crazy. Bobrovsky can have a fantastic season, but in the playoffs he could just fall apart because of the EA voodoo. Either way, we're down by 1 in the third period, and we need to get some more shots on net for sure, because we're not going to be scoring more with 20 shots, but I guess there they are. Victor Olofsson and Jack Eichel, and then Wayne Simmons, the Wayne train, and oh my goodness, the floodgates are really open. 7 goals on 26 shots against Sergei Bobrovsky. This one's over. This one is over, boys. We have won the first round. Jack Eichel, this one is over. This one is over, boys and girls. Jack Eichel scores a power play goal. Wayne Simmons scores 2 minutes later, and then a minute after that, Eichel scores again after Olofsson started it all off. And then Eichel had scored just like 30 seconds after that. But a 7-4 victory. Bobrovsky got absolutely shelled and shamed in these 5 games. Huge win for the boys. Let's check out the stats after that one. So not only are we in the playoffs for the first time since 2010-2011, we have won our first playoff series since 2006-2007. So the 07 playoff run was the last time we won a series. 13 years later, we've done it, and 9 years later, we're here in the playoffs. Sam Reinhart put on a show, 10 points in 5 games. Eichel, 5 goals in 5 games with 7 points. Olofsson, 7 with 4 goals. Skinner, 7. Simmons, Cahoon, 6. Unsung hero. Johansson, 5. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players who went a point per game or more. The second line plus minus was not great, I'll say that, but we made it through. Puljujärvi, 4 assists in 5 games. That's okay. What a surprise. He got 3 points in like 10 games on the 4th line to end the season, and then he gets 4 points right there. Montour, the only guy who didn't score any points. Allmark went 4-1-0 with a shutout, 903 save percentage. Michael Hutchinson, when he was called upon, made 25 saves on 26 shots. You love to see it. Allmark, his numbers could have been better in goals against, but look at the save percentage. That's really what you got to look at. 903 is pretty respectable for the playoffs. And we are through to the second round, so we have some time to relax, take it easy here on the beaches of Buffalo, and we'll see who our second round opponent will be. So in the second round, we will be taking on the Boston Bruins, 49-29-4. That is a good record. The Boston Bruins, they were the best team in our division, and they were the 4th best team in the NHL with their 102 points. Of course, that top line, Marchand, Bergeron, and Pastrnak is going to be deadly. Goal and 7 assists for Pastrnak. Patrice Bergeron has 7 and 7. Marchand 7 and 7. DeBrusk, Krejci, and Andre Kesa. 8 points in 7 games for Krejci. DeBrusk and Kesa have nothing. Anders Bjork, Charlie Coyle, Nick Ritchie, Joakim Nordstrom, Sean Corrali, and Brett Ritchie. Pretty solid top 6. Top 9's respectable, and the forward core overall is passable. 3 goals for the third line for Nick Ritchie. On defense, Torrey Krug and Charlie McAvoy are both 87 overall. Zdeno Chara at the age of 43 is 84 overall. The old man still has it. Brandon Carlo, Ben Hutton, and Matt Grzelcyk, who's a great defenseman as well, offensive defenseman. Tuukka Rask is a 90 overall, putting up good numbers in that first round. They won 7 games, but he had a 925 save percentage, 2.38 goals against. Yaroslav Halak is a great backup. Scratched, Kevin Miller is the only scratched from injury. Petrovic and Wagner are both healthy scratches. The Boston's defense is quite solid all around, their first pair especially. Their first line is deadly, and their forwards overall are big, they score, and they're going to be tough to get through. Although we may have fatigue on our side since the Bruins just had a 7-game series against a tough Tampa Bay Lightning team, so maybe that'll help us out. Penguins and Islanders, the other series over in the Eastern Conference. Penguins were one of the best teams in the NHL. Let's do it, boys, at the TD Garden for game 1 of round 2. Let's keep up the crazy pace that we have been on, and let's just keep bulldozing teams that get in our way. First period, 3-1 Bruins. Okay. Kesa, Bergeron, and McAvoy. Sam Reinhart scores the lone goal for us. Second period, 6-1. Bergeron and Kesa score their second. Brett Ritchie. This one might have to be chalked up to experience on the Bruins' part. Jack Eichel brings us within 4, which is still a bit far away with 13 minutes to go. Power play Bruins, we kill it off, but I think we'll just head home, hit the showers. 6-2 loss. We got outshot 44-24. That is tough. Bergeron, 2 goals and an assist. Kesa, 2 goals. Yeah, that is a tough L to take. 12 points, though, in 6 games as Reinhart continues to score. He got 2 points in that one. Over in Rochester, we won our round. Okay, that's great. We beat the Utica Comets. Now we're taking on the Bennington Devils. I don't think we'll make any changes for the lineup, except maybe that second line. Did their plus-minus get even worse? I would assume that it did. They were like -4s. Ay, ay, ay. -9, -8, -7. Oh, boy. Gurionov, by the way, up to an 82 now. So I think I'll bring Gurionov up to the second line. Gergensen, 0. Cahoon playing well. I'm tempted to bring Zemgus up to the second line, but I'll lose the pluses. So I'll just change Gurionov. Hopefully that'll do something. Dahlin and Ristolainen, -2, -1. Yoki Haru's a +6. Monter's a +4. That's great. Colin Miller, -2. So Kyle Wood, get in shape, Bello, because you may be called upon. Make sure you're eating your good pregame meal and coming to the rink with a big smile on your face, because you never know when I might call you to fill in. Game 2, slight lineup change made. Gurionov's now an 82 with a +1, so playing like an 83. Let's go out there and be angry, boys. Play angry. First period, 0-0. Second period, 1-1. Okay, Colin Miller scores on his old team. Jake DeBrusk scores on us. We're out shooting them 27-22. Exactly what we want to see. Let's go. Heading into the third, a few minutes in, it took us only 4 to hit 30 shots through the game, but Nick Ritchie gives the Bruins the lead, but then Victor Olofsson ties it right back up. Beautiful. 2-2 game halfway through the third. Shots are pretty close, and it's a very tight game. Look at that angle he scored from. And then Wayne Simmons, the Wayne train, puts us up. Will that be enough? Can we hang on tight? Lock it down, boys. And then Brendan Montour adds the empty netter. Thank goodness. I thought that might have been a Bruins goal. 4-2 victory for Buffalo. That was a great one. Olofsson a goal and an assist. Wayne Simmons the game-winning goal, and Linus Ullmark made 27 saves on 29 shots to tie this series up at 1 and make it a best of 5. 14 points in 7 games for Sam Reinhart. Let's just keep it rolling at the Key Bank Center. All the fans are excited. Everyone got their tickets. They couldn't even believe that they had to buy tickets again for a second round. They were shocked. First period, 3-2 Bruins. So Ristolainen and Puljujärvi score for us. His first playoff goal of his career, Puljujärvi. But then Kesa, Ritchie, and Bergeron come storming back with 3 goals in 2 minutes. We're being outshot 18-6 as well. My goodness, 3-2. Second period, okay, 5-4. So Anders Bjork and Joakim Nordstrom score for the Bruins, but Gurionov on that second line, and our leading scorer, Sam Reinhart, as well. We're down 5-4. We're being outshot 26-20. 1 goal, though. We can easily make this back. Who's going to score me the goal? Rasmus Dahlin. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you very much. Game is tied at 5. 10 goals scored between the 55 shots that have been taken, and Jeff Skinner puts us up 6-5 now. Power play Bruins, we kill it off. Huge penalty kill. 4 minutes to go. We're up by 1. Can we hang on? Shut it down. And Colin Miller, not even on an empty netter, Colin Miller just adds the icing on the cake against his old team. 7-5 victory. We are scoring like unbelievable at this pace right now. Jack Eichel and Marcus Johansson get 3 assists each. Rasmus Dahlin gets a goal and an assist, and we win 7-5. We are really scoring a lot of goals in these playoffs. We are averaging 5 goals per game. That's crazy. 40 goals in 8 games. But we're also averaging 3.5 against per game, which is one of the highest as well. Not the highest, but one of the higher ones. So we're scoring a lot, but we just need to plug the net a little bit more. Put some corks in the leaks and all that good stuff. Penguins are on the brink of sweeping the Islanders, by the way. But headed to KeyBank Center. We're up 2-1 in our series here. Who would have thought that we'd win 7-5 in that last game? Let's go up 3-1, boys. No bother tying it up. We fought so hard in the last game. Don't let them tie it up at 2. Let's do it. First period, 0-0. Second period, 1-0. Jeff Skinner on the power play. Shots 20-19 for the Bruins. Now tied at 20. Power play for the Sabres. Killed off by Boston. We're standing tall, playing well defensively. Exactly what I called for in the pregame meeting. That's what we like to see. 1-0 Bruins with 7 minutes to go. Shots are 29-27 in our favor. A very defensive game from both teams. And the 1 power play goal from Jeff Skinner will be enough as Jack Eichel adds the empty netter and we shut out the Boston Bruins. How crazy is that? Linus Ullmark, 29 saves shutout. Rask, 29 saves of his own, but just not as perfect. And Jack Eichel, 1 goal, 1 assist to get third star honors. We are now up 3-1 in our series. The Coyotes swept the Canucks, okay, as they're going to the Western Conference Finals. Derek Pouliot is back for Rochester. That's great for them. Boy, oh boy. So the Penguins swept the Islanders. The Coyotes swept the Canucks. It's likely going to be Coyotes and Knights, and then Penguins and hopefully us in the conference finals. That would be amazing. 9 games played, 18 points for Sam Reinhart. At TD Garden, looking to close this series out in 5, just like we did in the first round. Here we go. Here we go. First period, 1-0 Bruins. It is Andre Kesa, who's been scoring a lot this series. Second period, 2-0 Bruins. Zdeno, Big Z, does not want to go out in what is likely to be his final season. 2-0 Bruins, in this fantasy world, that is, where it's simulated. In the real world, I think he still has 1 more year in him. We're down 2-0 with about 10 minutes to go. Who's going to be the hero and step up and get us back in this game? I'm looking for a veteran like Simmons, but Carlo makes it 3-0. And after Linus Ullmark gets a shutout, Tuukka Rask puts on a show of his own, and we drop Game 5 by a score of 4-0. You hate to see it, but we're still alive. Guryanov, sore knee. That's not good. He's not out for long, but that's not good anyways. The second line's been doing better. Not really. -10 for Skinner now. Do I bring up Simmons? Cahoon's up to an 81. Simmons, they didn't really play super well when I brought him up. Maybe Okposo? Okposo, that could be something. You know what, let's put Okposo up on the second line. We'll keep Puljujarvi and Timashov here, and then we're going to sub in Jimmy Vesey at center. Does he go center? 65, 65, and 67. Jimmy Vesey can go center just for a little while. It's only out till May 11th. Today's May 1st. Okay, it's a little bit of time. Hopefully he'll be back for the... Scott Wilson. Hopefully he won't be out too long. And we could bring... Hopefully it's a playable injury soon is what I'm trying to say. So Game 6 at KeyBank Center. We want to close this out, and we don't want to go to 7, boys. We just want to end it off. We have Kyle Okposo up on that second line. Kyle, I want you to show me what kind of passion you have in your soul. Let's go. First period, 0-0. Second period, 2-0. Yes, Yoki Haru and Victor Olofsson scoring about 40 seconds apart. We're out shooting Boston 20-17. We're up by 2. Let's add to it. Let's play smart. Let's play strong, and let's end off this series. Power play is killed off by the Bruins. Jake DeBrusk brings his team within 1. 2-1 Buffalo with 12 minutes to go. We're out shooting them 24-19. Power play again gets killed off once more. Power play Bruins, power play Sabres. We're swapping power plays. All of them get killed off. 3 minutes to go. 2 minutes, 1 minute, 25 seconds, and we are through to the conference finals with a 2-1 victory. Oh my goodness. 25 save performance from Linus Ullmark. Victor Olofsson gets the game-winning goal. Tuukka Rask played very well, but the goals just kept on coming for us, and we are off to see the Pittsburgh Penguins. Not going to be an easy series in the slightest. Only get a 1-day break, and we're straight into Pittsburgh. Few injuries. Let's refix the injuries here in the line. Let's fix these lines in Rochester and check out the Penguins. So the Pittsburgh Penguins were the second best team in the NHL this season, going 50, 25, and 7. They were the best team in the Eastern Conference, 107 points. Don't doubt guys like Malkin and Crosby, especially when it comes to NHL 20 simulations. And here they are, Malkin and Crosby, both with 14 points in 11 games, Hornquist 12, Rustin Gensel with 10, Zucker with 9, former Buffalo Sabre Evan Rodriguez with 9 of his own, Chris Letang, Joe Marino. In nets, they have Matt Murray, 8-2-1, 912 save percentage, 2.50 goals against average. Comparing that to Linus Ullmark, who has a 905 save percentage and a 3.05 goals against average. Michael Hutchinson, always as called upon, is playing well thus far. He's appeared in 2 games, 8-3-0 record with 2 shutouts for Big Linus. Looking at our point scorers, of course, Sam Reinhart with his 19 points in 11 games, possibly leading the entire NHL. I wouldn't be surprised if 19 is leading. No, Taylor Hall has 21, so that's a huge addition for the Arizona Coyotes down there. But aside from Reinhart, Jack Eichel with 15 and 11, Olofsson with 14. Skinner is a -11, although he scored 9 points in 11 games. That's pretty surprising. Simmons -7 and Johansson -8 as well. pretty surprising. Dominic Cahoon with 8 points in 11 games is great to see. Gurianov had 5 and 10 before getting injured. Puljujarvi 5 and 11. So everyone's playing well. It's a bit of a shaky end to the series. It could have been better, but we definitely want to step it up here against the Penguins, who have a very solid lineup and are not done yet. Malkin, Crosby, Gensel, first line, insane. Shiri, Rodriguez, and Hornquist, 2 former Sabres on the second line. Zucker, Bukestad, and Rust, and Aston Reese, McCann, and Tanev. Defense, Schultz and Letang, Peterson, Pedersen, and Dumoulin, Marino, and then Michael Stone. And Murray is backed up by Tristan Jarry. Healthy scratches, Marlowe, Johnson, Simon. So yeah, it's going to be a tough series to say the least, up against a very experienced and very powerful Pittsburgh Penguins team. But at PPG Paints Arena for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, I'm surprised we've made it here. I'm pretty sure everyone is, but we are not going to stop yet. First period, 2-0 Penguins. Second period, okay. Kyle Okposo up on that second line, and then Jack Eichel scores twice, and we put ourselves ahead 3-2. Okay, with a power play goal to boot. 19-17, the shots headed into the third. Power play once again for the Sabres, but Jake Gensel scores just as it ends. Well, not shorthanded, but right as it ended. 3-3 game halfway through the third period, but then a power play goal from Jesse Puljujarvi, who's filling in for Gurianov on the power play. That's what you love to see. Let's go. But then Sidney Crosby, with 3.5 left, ties it up at 4, and we're headed to overtime. Outshot 30-27 by Pittsburgh, but let's see what we can do. Crosby and Eichel at the face-off circle here for overtime of game number 1 here in the Eastern Conference Finals. Olofsson back up to Reinhart. Back to Olofsson. Finish that. He's an overtime hero. Big save from Murray. He was all alone, but Matt Murray stared him down. Kyle Okposo, new life in his skates. Let's see what he can do. Gets it over to Marcus Johansson. To the point. Tipped in front. Okposo almost had it. Kyle Okposo looking like a young 2012 Islanders star. Hornquist. Shiri gets it. Glove save by Allmark, and he'll hang on. The Wayne train, Wayne Simmons coming through, choo-choo, and he is tripped. You can't stop the train, Dumoulin, you just can't. Power play coming up. Olofsson carries it in, Puljujarvi can't get it on net, but then a rebound from a bouncing puck is stopped by Murray. Dahlin up to Olofsson, does a little move around nobody, gets it in front. Big save from Murray on the doorstep as Puljujarvi had a chance. Johansson, one-timer, big save. Puljujarvi's been all over the place on this power play. Another big save from Matt Murray. Olofsson to Eichel, back to Olofsson, another big save from Matt Murray, standing tall in this power play. Skinner does a deke around nobody, now he has a little bit of space, gets it in front, Cahoon, glove save by Murray. Nice face-off win by Johansson. Ristolainen, Olofsson, back to Dahlin, one-timer from Johansson is stopped. Murray really getting pelted with shots. And we're back to 5-on-5 as we had a lot of shots in that power play, but just could not get past Matt Murray. Rasmus Dahlin to Olofsson. Again, the glove of Murray comes out of nowhere as Olofsson gets flipped 180. Big hit there. Here's a chance. Johansson stopped by Murray. Dumoulin got run over by Kyle Okposo there. Marcus Pedersen. Rodriguez. Pedersen. Allmark slides across and makes the save. Here comes Kyle Okposo. He doesn't have John Tavares to pass to, but he does have Jeff Skinner, and who is stopped on the doorstep. This has been a long overtime, not only just in time, but in lots of chances going each way. Malkin stopped, and Gensel on the rebound. The Penguins did not deserve that one, as they will take game 1 in overtime. We totally dominated that overtime period. Shots ended 39-38 in our favor. Just, totally unlucky. What a great game we had, but Matt Murray was the hero for the Penguins. So a tough heartbreaker in game number 1, but now we can head into game number 2 with our heads held high, knowing that we are able to push the pace in this game and be a strong competitive team. Let's do it. Game 2, 0-0 after the first period. Second period, 0-0. Shots 19-18 in the Penguins' favor, but no goals have been scored through 40 minutes in game 2 of the 2020 Eastern Conference Finals. 19-19 the shots. Now we slowly pull ahead as no goals have been scored yet. Halfway through the third period, period, Matt Murray and Linus Ullmark both standing tall, but who's going to crack first? With 5 minutes to go, it's going to be someone. Power play Penguins. We kill it off. Wonderfully done. And oh my goodness, Jeff Skinner with 37 seconds left is the hero. We were close to going to a 0-0 overtime, but on the 24th shot, I would imagine, of the night, with 37 seconds left in regulation, Jeff Skinner is the hero, the $9 million man, and we tied this series up at 1. How do you like me now? A 25 save shutout for his third of the playoffs from Linus Ullmark. 23 saves from Murray wasn't enough, as Jeff Skinner was the one to get it done for us. This series is tied up, but no, Victor Olofsson, okay, sprained ankle, only out until May 12th, but that does hurt the top line. We're going to have to move some things around, and probably, do I have to call somebody up? Is Gurionov, he's still out. Okay, we'll have to call somebody up. So in Victor Olofsson's absence, Jeff Skinner will move up to the top line. Puljujärvi will go on the second line and play with Johansson and Okposo, while Simmons will stay with Girgensons and Cahoon, and Vesey will move to the wing, Timashov will move to the right, and Vladimir Sabatka will be called up and be playing centerman with the 79 overall faceoffs. He is able to do so. He has not played any games in Rochester. He did play 73 games with us during the regular season. He got sent down after the trade deadline moves and not being needed on the fourth line, but he did score 14 points in 73 games as a fourth liner, so I have faith in him. Although he is making quite a bit of money, so hopefully he can start to pay off his debts by putting in some good performances. So a huge 1-0 win against the Penguins has tied this series up at 1. The Coyotes and the Golden Knights are tied at 1 as well. Now we're at home at KeyBank Center after splitting those 2 games in Pittsburgh. Let's be strong for our fans at home here on the home ice. First period, 2-1 Penguins. Ristolainen scores for us, but Crosby and Dumoulin get 2 past Ullmark. Second period, 4-1 as Malkin gets 2 of his own, 10 minutes apart. We're down by 3 here in the third period. Tough breaks thus far. Power play for us. Timashov, who's filling in for Olofsson on the power play. There we go. That's what we like to see. Now we're within 2. Timashov out of nowhere scoring a power play goal, the playmaker. I think that was his first goal in anything with the Sabres. Okay, Dominic Cahoon, then Ristolainen ties it up at 4. Huge. From down 4-1, we've tied this game up at 4. But McCann takes the 5-4 lead. Can someone tie it up late, please? So Timashov scored that power play goal out of nowhere. His first goal with the Sabres in any competition, I believe, regular season or playoffs. Then Cahoon. Then 17 seconds later, Ristolainen to tie it up, but Jared McCann with 3:48 left. We outshot Pittsburgh 37-34, but we dropped Game 3 by a score of 5-4. Ristolainen scored a couple. Tough break, as we were playing so very well. Gurionov should be back from injury. He won't be back. Actually, okay, Olofsson's back, they say, but it's a playable injury, that's why. So I'll have to send somebody down to make room. Are there even waivers during the playoffs? Who would I have to send down? It's because Gurionov and Olofsson are both have playable injuries. But I think I'll bring Gurionov back, and I'll send Sabatka back down, I think. Did he do anything in that one game? 32 seconds of ice time he had? Okay, get out. Gurionov will come back since he was injured first, and he's back sooner than Olofsson. I know Olofsson's also with a playable injury, but I'd prefer not to rush him back and risk 2 guys being out for longer term. McQuaid is healed, don't really care about that. I think we're already eliminated in Rochester, right? Yeah, so it doesn't matter. 12 points in 10 games for Casey Middlestat. We're down 2-1 in the series. We want to get ourselves back in while at home and not go down 3-1. This is a huge game for us, boys. We have Gurionov back in the lineup. We're firing almost on all cylinders. Let's do it. Play strong. Do it for Linus. He's going to stand on his head. Let's go. First period, 1-0 Penguins, Jake Gensel. Second period, 3-0 Penguins, Letang and Crosby. Come on, Linus, I spoke so highly of you. Marcus Johansson brings us back within 2. Okay, here in the third, but Letang restores the 3-goal lead. 15 minutes left. We're out shooting them 27-23. Matt Murray playing very, very well for the Penguins. 10 minutes to go. We're at 32 shots. We just can't get a second one even past Murray. Zucker 5-1. Let's just call it 5-1 loss. We outshot Pittsburgh 37-28. 37-28. And we got shamed by Matt Murray playing super, super strong. On the brink of elimination here, I think we're going to have to bring back Victor Olofsson. Gurionov is fully healed. He was already here anyways, but Let's fix these lines to what we had before. All right, all of a sudden on the top line for the +5, Skinner on the second, Okposo back on the fourth. This is the team that got us so far and did so well in the first couple of rounds. Let's do it. We got to win 3 in a row against the Penguins, and we can do it. We've won 3 in a row before. We did 3 in a row against the Panthers. Did we do it against the Bruins? I don't know, but we've been known to do it, and let's get it done. In Pittsburgh, this could be our final stand. Don't let it be. We're looking at Linus Ullmark again. I was thinking about putting Hutch in nets, but we're looking to you, Linus. Let's do it for all the boys in Buffalo who are just waiting for it to happen. Sam Reinhart, all the boys and girls who are just waiting and looking up at the stars and crying for hope. There we go, the Wayne train. First period, my goodness. Reinhart and Simmons score for us, but then McCann and Gensel score for the Penguins to tie it up at 2. Second period, 3-2 Penguins of Kenny Malkin. Third period, we're down by 1. Let's get ourselves back in it. Power play Penguins. Who took the penalty? Okay, killed off. No harm, no foul. Let's go. We have 10 minutes to get ourselves back in this game. For all the boys and girls who look up at the stars and think about Buffalo's success, Victor Olofsson ties it up at 3 with 5 minutes to go. Can someone be the hero for Buffalo? Can someone be the hero? 13 seconds left. We're headed to overtime. 3-3 game. So a goal for us puts us back in this series and makes it a 3-2 Penguins lead, but a goal for the Penguins puts them through to the Stanley Cup Finals and eliminates us. Oh, Schultz all alone. Huge pad save by Ullmark. He had so much space, but Ullmark stood tall. What happened? Tripping for Johansson. Ay. Oh, a brutal tripping penalty to take, but definitely the right call as Johansson's in the box for 2 minutes and we got to kill off this strong Penguins power play. Marcus Pettersson stopped from the point. McCann walking in blocked. Hornquist has a chance. Big save by Ullmark. And one-timer on the side of the net and the Penguins score. A tough power play goal to give up. And the Penguins are through to the Stanley Cup Finals as we fall in 5 games in the Eastern Conference Finals. Farther than a lot of people thought we'd make it. But in Buffalo, our first season at the helm ends in 5 games at the hands of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Eichel and Crosby shaking hands, 2 great captains. But Sid definitely has some experience over Jack. Murray and Ullmark, 2 good goaltenders. Crosby goes to get the trophy from Big Gary. We're happy to see Gary again, but he will not touch it. Best of luck to the Penguins as they head into the Cup Finals. Shout out to Brendan Montour, who literally tripped over, didn't want to stop. Look at the wide open net that he has. I could go stop this guy who's about to take a one-timer, but no, I'm just going to back into my goalie and be looking in the opposite direction, trying to catch my balance as it goes top shelf. Great job, Brendan. This is a guy who wants like $4.5 million in the offseason. There he is. Puck goes in, he's bent over looking the opposite way. So it's the Penguins and the Golden Knights now in the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm going to go ahead and send out all the scouts. We're going to simulate up to the draft, and then we'll take a look at our playoff points, all the awards, all our progression, and all the great season-ending things. So the Vegas Golden Knights ended up taking down the Pittsburgh Penguins to win the Stanley Cup, and the Bruins farm team won the Calder Cup down in the AHL. Salary cap up to $87 million as the world continues to turn. Unfortunately, in the real world, it's not going to go up that high. Calgary wins the lottery draft, the draft lottery going 3-1. Chicago 4-2, and Washington 12-3. LA unfortunately drops from 1-4, which is not ideal for them. Heading into the draft weekend here in mid-June. We have the retired players. See who called it a career after 2020. Marian Hossa, of course. Henrik Zetterberg. Players who weren't even really in the NHL anymore. Gabrick, Jokinen. Chara is the only one who's a really big name, I'd say. Nathan Horton, what a classic. Johan Franz. And Matt Molson's the only guy who really affects us. He had a good career. 369 points in 650 games. Clark MacArthur, former Buffalo legend. Dominic Moore also retired. Maxime Lapierre, what a legend. Man, there's some great names who retire in the first season. In the goalie category, no goalies retire. No coaches retire for us either, which is great. Chara, Molson, and Brodziak are all now scouts. I'd love to hire Matt Molson to be a scout. And here we now are up at the draft, so we can take a look at the final stats and awards and all that good stuff. So Sam Reinhart scored 24 points in 16 games. How's that for his first playoff ever in his career? Great numbers from him. 19 assists. He was a fantastic... Oh, my goodness. Up to an 88 overall. He's going to want big money in this offseason. Jack Eichel, 19 points in 16 games, up to a 93. Olofsson's up to an 84 with 18 points in 14 games. He had a fantastic playoff. Johansson's up to an 84. Jeff Skinner, an 85. Cahoon, 82. Lots of growth from everybody. Simmons, 84. Fantastic. Puljujärvi at an 80. Gurianov at an 81. Ristolainen, 87. Dahlin, 87. Jokiharju, 81. Zemgus hasn't grown either. Okposo down to an 80. Miller still at an 82. Montour still at an 82. Timashov up to a 79. McCabe still an 81. VC still a 79. Okay, those are all the playoff points. Linus Ullmark, you got to give it to him. Didn't have great numbers at the end, but 9-5-2 with 3 shutouts in 16 games played in his first ever playoff. I got to give it to him. Those were pretty good numbers. 897 save percentage and 3.23 goals against average. Leaves some desire for more, but Hutchinson played well as a backup as well. So it was a very solid effort from everybody. So Stanley Cup went to the Vegas Golden Knights, as we know. President's Trophy to Dallas. Vegas and Penguins were in the Stanley Cup Finals. Tyler Seguin won the Art Ross and the Hart. Klingberg won the James Norris. Lady Byng to Seguin as well. Calder to Jack Hughes. Conn Smythe to Mark Stone. Vezina to Jacob Markstrom. Okay, you wouldn't see that coming. Also gets the Jennings. Masterton to Jake Morrissey. Jack Adams to the coach of the Red Wings. Selke to Anze Kopitar. Ted Lindsay to Seguin, of course. And Morrissey started also to Tyler Seguin. So he really cleaned house this season. No awards for us down in the AHL. And also Vegas and Penguins, they went, it was a 5-game series. Vegas had a really great playoff run. They took down Dallas. Okay, they took down Dallas in 5. Yeah, it makes sense why they did so well. Dallas in 5, Preds in 6, Coyotes in 5, Penguins in 5. Gotta give it to them. Great playoff run for the Vegas Golden Knights, who win their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. So heading into this offseason, we do have some questions, especially for the contract. Some people are going to be wanting some big money. Hopefully the demands have gone down a little bit. Sam Reinhart wanted $16 million at one point. He wants 9.7. Okay, that makes more sense. I'd like to sign him for something long-term. 4 years would cost me 11-some million. He doesn't want the extension as well, so I'll probably just let him go to free agency and sign him to a 1 or 2 year deal. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that, because even if I let him go to free agency, he's not really going to free agency. He's going to be qualified, but he'd still want something like 3 years, 9.75, which is pretty costly. Wayne Simmons does want the extension. Oh, wow. He wants $6 million. Come on, Wayne. You're not going to get that in free agency. So I don't know if I can sign him to that much money. Cahoon wants 4.3. Montour, 4.6. You're garbage, buddy. Come on. Gurianov, what do you want? Come on, Gurianov. 5.8. I should have signed him when I had the chance. Okay, we're going to qualify all these guys and revisit this. Middlestats up to an 81. He wants 4.5 million into his first season. I don't believe it. These are just crazy numbers. I don't believe it. I could give Puljujärvi a 4-year deal at like 1.5 million, which wouldn't be bad. Zemgus, yeah, that's just disgusting. Leaves a foul taste in my mouth, because my extension dollars are at 26.468. Let's say 26.5 million I have. If I go ahead and give like 10 million to Reinhart, I'm left with 16. Like 5 to Simmons, I'm left with 11. I could sign everybody for with the 26 million that I have, but then I can't make moves later on. And then I also need to think about people who have expiring deals next season, such as Rasmus Dahlin and Marcus Johansson. So that's Jokiharju. So that's something to really keep note of. We can see by the progress reports all the overalls that have gone up. Gurianov, great growth to an 81. I went through all of those earlier. Like we said, where is he? Middlestat up to an 81 overall. If we look in the system, who has been growing? Chad Johnson, yeah, he's gone. McQuaid's gone. Let's sort by this. Kronholm is up to a 63. No one too crazy. Casey Fitzgerald has medium top 6 potential. Asplund, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen at a 75 with his medium elite. Kyle Wood, a little bit of growth from him. I'm not expecting him to go higher than like a 77 though. Derek Pouliot unfortunately didn't grow. He still has low top 6 potential. I really wanted him to grow from that 77. And Dylan Cousins did not grow at all either. Still at a 76 overall. He ended up scoring 62 points in 66 games in the WHL. So coaching staff will make some changes. We'll hire some better scouts and all that good stuff, but we need to figure out what we're going to be doing with this team moving forward. To be honest, I wouldn't mind maybe just doing an episode just of the draft and re-sign phase. Now that there's a lot more of you watching and giving your advice, I used to always just run through the entire offseason because it would pretty much just be me thinking about it. But I could just do the draft. If you have any thoughts about trading the draft, let me know. But I could just do the draft and then stop at free agency and let me know. You can all let me know your thoughts on that. So it could be like two short 20-minute episodes instead of one big 45-minute episode. That could be something that we do. So let me know your opinion on that. Our projected pick, we picked 29th overall, and we don't pick again until the 4th round. So we pretty much just have one first-round pick at 29th overall, wherein we would be drafting someone like Griffin. Well, come on, show it to me. Ryan O'Rourke, 2 bars medium elite. I doubt that he is. Theo Rachette, 3 bars medium top 6. Williams is medium top 6, I think. Then after that, it's pretty shaky. It wasn't a great year for scouting. So 29th isn't great. I would prefer to trade up a little bit, or even, I don't have a lot uncovered about anybody. So I know the top picks are pretty solid. These generated guys, Joseph Healy, this generated sniper, looks fantastic. I edited the potentials of Rossi and Drysdale, which made them a little bit higher. He's medium top 4, usually drafted around 20th, but now medium elite. He is able to go 2nd overall, it seems. Unfortunately, it's not super realistic because a guy like Raymond, Perfetti, and Byfield all dropped to 8, 9, 10, which isn't very realistic. Stutzel, who should probably be like 2 or 3, is down at 14. So I guess I should have edited everyone's potential, but then I'd have to do a huge roster overhaul, which I wasn't really interested in doing. So that's it for this one, boys and girls. After our first season in Buffalo, it ends with a solid regular season and a 3rd round push in the playoffs. 2019-20 is in the books, and we're excited for year number 2 coming up. So please let me know all your thoughts on the off season, whether it should be 2 episodes or not, and let me know your thoughts on the Twitch streaming as well, if I should look into that, if you'd be interested in doing an exclusive series just on Twitch, and you can give me your thoughts as we go. We can just talk hockey, and I love talking hockey. I love talking fantasy hockey. That would be fun just to chill and go over just hockey talk or sports in general, entertainment, whatever you want to do. So again, thank you so much for watching. We're closing in on 800 subscribers, which just blows my mind. So it really means a lot that you take the time and give me your suggestions. Looking forward to the next episode in the off season where we'll try to bolster this team up and make it as strong as possible. I look forward to then. I hope you are as well, and I will see you in the next one.